자, 오늘은 간만에 다른 게임, 저번에 사던 셜록 홈즈를 해봅시다. 보자. 추리의 달인, 젊은 탐정. 다 켜져 있네. 자물쇠 따기 건너뛰기. 그냥 숲으로 가죠. 젊은 탐정을 하죠. 뭐 귀찮다. 아마 컨트롤. 자, 해봅시다. 셜록 홈즈 간만에 추리 게임.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
To see what the postman brought today.
바로 시작이네. 아씨, 왜 이렇게 빨라?
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to...
스웨덴 일더공주의 채널. 일더공주. 개인 경호원의 원인 불명 실종. 근무 시간 외에 런던을 관광하려 했고 늦은 밤 산책에서 끝내 돌아오지 않았다.
Local gossip.
Good
All of it
service.
uninteresting.
저 사건인가?
I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
사라진 더스트랜드. 일단 뛰는 거 있고. C를 눌러 사건지 열고 탭으로 옷장 탭을 눌러 모자를 써보십시오. 모자. 머리에 그게 뭐야? 아니 닥터우 생각나 이거는. 패즈는 볼 때마다 닥터우 생각나. 당근이 패즈지. 패즈를 어떻게 참아? 설마 닥터우 그것도 있나? 아 다행히 없네. 유. 아 이 안경도 이거 12대 닥터 만들 수 있겠는데? 아? 눈 끼고 어디 가야 돼? 쓰레기통. 넌 쓰레기통을 도대체 왜 뒤지니?
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
사라 해놓고
Boss
다
pays by the
팔렸다면
hour.
어쩌자는 거야
No sense
이놈아.
in returning early.
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
아씨.
did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
기억의 공전에 새로운 질문이 나타났습니다. C로
Get the
사건집을 열어
Strand.
기억의
Get
공전에
your copy
들어가십시오.
of the Strand here.
기억의 공전. 누가 더스트랜드를 더럽혔을까? 오. 아 연결이구나 이게. 그렇대. 반지 씨가 계획에 연루됨.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples. Not every
사건집의
fraud
정보를
knows its
접근하기
part
위해
of the
증거를
Copy of the
고정하십시오.
Strand here.
X를 눌러 사건. X를 눌러 서점 사진이 포함된 증거를 고정하십시오. 서점을 찾아보세요. 이 누르고 해. 증거 고정하고.
Get the Strand.
서점. 이 어딘데? 잠깐만.
Get your copy of The Strand here.
사진이 없는데? 책에 첨부된 반지의 명함에도 아 여기 있구나. 반지에서 아 이를 고정이구나.
Get The Strand. Get your copy of The Strand
찾아봅시다.
here.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
주원나게 돌아다녀야 되는 거 아니에요? 이거? 여기 있네. 관찰한다. 안 가지는데? 아 이동. 잉크. 아픈 왼다리.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now, will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
With important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right
Ah,
questions,
댕댕이.
Doc. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy? I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
영원한 사랑을 위한 영원한 식물.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt.
이집트
Here's
암호
Barnes
작성.
has an interesting hobby.
아니 뭐임?
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
핫. 회전시키기. 뭐야? 회전시키기가 뭐야 저거? 아 그냥 마우스 이동. 하나 뭐야?
language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who... The finest view London has to offer.
란즈는 왜 저렇게 이상하게 행동할까? 계획이 완료됐고 전시된 꽃다발. 전시된 꽃다발 맞는데 이게 아니라고? 만드는 암호학? 꽃다발이랑 암호학? 이러면 이렇게 책은 아니거든. 암호학 관련 암호학이었네. 뭐야 아니야? 이거 뭐임? 다시 생기네. 아닌데 안 생기는데? 찾아야 된다. 지금 모른다. 이거 모르는 거 아닌가? 이렇게 되면?
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a bookstack.
증거
come
부족한
on,
거 아닌가?
Watson, think.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
아직 뭔가 더 있네. 자, 저거 하나가 끝일까? 어디에 뭔가 더 있을 것 같은 느낌인데? 아, 저걸 찾아야 됐구나. 이거는 모르겠어. 아, 이걸 맞다고 돼 있지. 아니, 이거. 녹색. 녹색이 없어. 문서와 증언. 잠깐 이거 어떻게 다시 띄우냐? 띄울 수가 없네. 이럴 수가. 큰일 났다.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
나가서 증거를 찾아야 된다.
Hello there. What's your
Weather
name?
is dreary. Lily, I know, not very original.
아, 댕댕이.
I should have worn something warmer.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce
선인장이다,
a bloom so
선인장.
beautiful.
I imagine
그
so.
선인장.
I merely sell them.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. A familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
관찰한다. 차별한 남편의 기림. 일할 때 잘 입지 않는 옷. 아름다움을 위해서인가 숨기기 위해서인가. 왔을 때 신발 관리. 아니 사별한 남편의 기림은 아직 비통함. 근데 일할 때 잘 입지 않는 옷을 입었어. 화장을 했다. 이거는 깨끗한 부츠. 이거 두 개가 연결이 되는데 왜 단정이란다. 왜 이렇게 하고 나왔나. 멀리 보는 시선. 다음으로 넘어갈 준비가 됨. 혹시 반지랑 그건가? 아니면
Mrs.
그냥
Fleming,
찾는 건가?
You look particularly
다음
lovely
사람.
today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
증거를 제시한다래. 뭔 증거를 제시해? 아니 잠깐만, 뭔 증거를 제시해야 돼 이거는?
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
다 박아?
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
아 반지를 그냥
No,
먼저 해야 되는구나.
Not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then,
아, 옷
we've never
이렇게
spoken. I often see
번쩍번쩍이냐.
him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
뭔데? 다음. 이건 아니.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a dell to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
반지가 이상하는 행동. 그렇답니다. 그렇답니다.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
So, Barnes has it. Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
이건 제 분야가 아니어서.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
부두를 뒤흔든 초속 폭발. 탐범 부두에 정박했던 유럽행 상선 모스크바 폭발로 흔들렸다. 항공무전에 강으로 누출된 초석을 봤다는 증언을 하는 목격자. 해당 구역의 노동자와 대중에게
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. It doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come. Not much further now.
여기?
Is
Here we
this
go.
lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. But it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New
뉴질랜드에서
Zealand.
마오리족.
Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
언제 사라지?
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
나타? 아 이쪽이 아니네. 저긴가 보네 집. 뭐야 이거? 뭐냐? 이 표시는 뭐야 도대체? 신발 자국.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots, chewing tobacco.
담배. 이거 뭔데 이거? 하나 더 있는데? 아니 근데 저 확인이 안 되는데? 뭔가 더 있어야 되나? 일단 스킵. 집중은 주변 세상에 관한 사소한 정보를 알 수 있습니다. 아 뭐야 이게 여기서 뜨네. Q를 눌러 물체를 더 동결 물결 모양 동그라미를 보면 Q를 눌러 중.
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
단서가 충분하면 셜록은 상상을 이용해 과거를 재구성할 수 있습니다. 이거 하나밖에 없잖아 지금. 아니. 오케이. 그다음.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
집을 살펴볼 때. 이게 뭐야?
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small navy spyglass.
해군용 망원경.
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
코로 부는 피리?
Clothes made of hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly?
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
No air coming through it.
뼈.
Button chops. The
양갈비.
remains of a meal. The ashes are long since cold.
이건 뭐야?
A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan.
아편.
That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Is this a Taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
A scrap of hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
나와봐.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimihir's expenses since he struggled with the currency.
Yeah.
I would have known if he used
Yeah.
tobacco. Where on earth are you going with this?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting. Are you joking? Why would I know this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
아니,
Why are you still here?
세 개가 생겼다. 자, 이게 맞을 것 같아. 이게 세 번째였지. 두 번째. 나와주세요. 뭐 어디 갔어?
Client's plan
땅
is
속으로
try to
쓱 하고
remain
꺼져.
courteous. This lock is quite unusual.
무엇을 안
It
봤나?
appears that the key should be bent to the right.
뭘 해야 되는 거야? 어. 더 찾아야 돼. 깨. 이거 뭐였지? 이게 그거 아닌가? 사라졌다는 거? 두 개가 더 있단 말이지. 만원경을 보고 있었고 막았어. 정원을 가봐야 되는데.
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
열쇠 줘.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
아씨. 열쇠 필요한데. 아. 지랄. 어떻게 해야 되지?
This dreary
이분이
rain is
열쇠를 안
making a
줘가지고.
miserable day even worse.
자물쇠 따. 자물쇠 따기도 있긴 한데 여기서 쓰는 건 아닌가 보네. 키 아니야 이거? 이 키가 아니야? 젠장 이 키가 아니야. 아니 이거 큰일났네. 이건 뭐야? 해결했다는 뜻이야. 아이템이 없어. 아이템이 뭐? 아 뭔가를 저 찾아야 되는데 아니 이거 뭐야? 아니 이거 이렇게 해야 뜨네. 이런 씨. 보자. 2, 3이 열었나? 아닌 것 같은데? 왠지 얘가 열었을 것 같아. 이건 사람을 질질 끈 자국인데? 그러면?
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
그러면 누가 저게 다쳤냐가 제일 핵심일 것 같아. 둘 중에 한 명이 머리를 쿵 찧었기 때문에. 아 빨리 열쇠 줘요.
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes?
아니 씨 열쇠 줘.
Loitering. Go and do your job.
큰일났다. 조졌다 열쇠. 저걸 보자. 이게 다음 마지막 실마리인데. 아니 씨. 나머지 하나. 가 저 여기 저기 있을 텐데. 이걸로 증거 고정을 하고. 이거를 보면. 가 아니네. 안 뜨네? 그래도 이 상태로 다시 가봐야
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
이거 아이템으로 들어가나? 아닌데. 그럼 얘기가 틀려지지 생각해. 이게 키미히마가 다쳤다면 이렇게 될 거란 말이지. 막았을 거고 열쇠를 가지고 끌고 열었을 거야.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
그것까진 알겠는데 저거 저기를 어떻게 해야 되지? 바퀴 자국인데 이것도? 생각해보니 템 그 이건 뭐야? 아 여기도 있네.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden. Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack
근데
and
열쇠가
slipped
저런 걸
narcotics
어떻게
down the
알았지?
chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in
그냥
his shop.
찍었나 보네.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
납치 사건이요.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
뭐
I
아무것도
found
안
the
누르는데
residue of
자동으로
narcotics
스킵이
in
돼.
Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why
열쇠를
haven't you
줘야지 내가
found
좀
him yet?
바쁘지.
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
침묵하기.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go.
그것도 순순히
I
준다
hope you'll
또.
return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
이런 거 받았다.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
What does it say? What does it say? No seams or torn fabric on this doll. Likely one-legged by design. The treasure hunt.
훔쳐기.
Used to do lots of those in my childhood, myself and...
Is it a call for help? A bad joke?
or both. Better not risk leaving this matter ignored, don't you think? Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's... Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
아, 이게 뭐야?
Roy Soulsby.
로이
That'd be the name
소울스비.
of our man. A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's...
터널. 흔적은 어디로 향하는가? 초석이 묻은 지가. 아. 선원. 런던항을 가리키.
One of
The
my
Strand
few
proved not so
clients
useless
who
after
must
all.
Try to remain
The
courteous.
saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London. Of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
마차.
Where to go?
The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
일정을 완료하십시오. 이장 선홍색 밤. 포트 오브 런던.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
Huh. One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I did not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
셜록은 행인들에게 증거를 물어볼 수 있습니다. C를 눌러 사건 수첩을 열고 증거를 고정한 뒤 행인에게 말을 걸어 보십시오. 이번에는 명함으로 시도해 보십시오. 솔스비의 명함.
Can
저기요.
you satisfy my curiosity?
I think I can help you.
주 조선소 근처를 배회한다.
Do you know anything about this?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
자, 들어가 봅시다.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse.
살이.
Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
항구 사건.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
관찰.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
증거를 제시한다.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
Miss, what if I told you that you are in the family way?
No, really? Oh, thank you, sir. How would I, a simple woman, have ever known without your help? You must be a doctor.
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. I would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
어디야 여기는?
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry, I know nothing.
판자촌이구나.
The doctor's too pricey.
May I ask for your assistance?
I can't help you with this.
Is this familiar to you?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
What are you looking at? Very sick here.
You like to watch
Sounds as
how
though
a
those
man
people will need my
suffocates
help.
himself for food. What are you looking at?
Hello,
You like
this
to watch
is
how
Dr.
a man
Watson. We'll take a
suffocates
look at your
himself
file.
for food.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. I should ask someone else.
Freshly dug up treasures, it seems.
Everything ends up in a river. It's a good thing these people take something from it.
The water has a curious whitish tinge to it. The subject is hyperventilating. He has a pale face and dilated pupils. Dilated pupils, decolorized skin, necrosis. What do you make of this, Doctor?
All signs point towards acute poisoning. It could possibly be due to chemicals. I won't jump to any conclusions yet.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
나 여기는 아니야.
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home. It's a large harbor. If our kidnapper is hiding here, finding him won't be easy. How can I help? I could try and flag someone down.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Could you help me?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
아이. 이거 두고 어디로 가야 돼?
What are you looking at? You like to watch how a man suffocates himself for food?
이건 안 되네.
The coffee won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
May I ask you something?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Do you know anything about this?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
아이. 이리로 돌아.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, sir. Can't help you.
Could you help me?
I can't help you with this.
어허.
Do you know anything about this?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
아이 뭐. 씨.
Are you able to help me?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
집이 아니야? 빨간 천 걸려. 이 빨간 천이 아니야. 돼지.
The
Well-
coughing won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
네 집이구나, 빨간 천.
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave
Roy
him
Solby.
the job. He paid him a necklace.
Do you still have the necklace that Solsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the, shrine. I tried to sell it to buy medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
How would you describe this Solsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was made of metal.
I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother, she got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Don't go anywhere.
I should have helped Amma put out the posters. If she hadn't been in the smoke so long, maybe she wouldn't be sick. I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay?
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
I'm sorry about my English. I try hard, but
뭐?
A pile of rotten food. It carries danger, but not of the kind that we witnessed.
나와, 나와.
Almost no fish the last couple of days.
Can I ask you a question?
No, sir. I never heard of it.
아우.
Help me, please.
Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse.
아, 자꾸 새로운 사건이
The coppers
생겨.
even went over there. Must be some-
난 이걸 해결하려 왔는데.
I'll be happy to help you. So listen to me.
May I ask you something?
I can't help you with this.
여긴 물류 창고라는데? 왜 안 가져가 있어? 조선소를 찾아야 돼, 조선소.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
이런 씨.
Excuse me, just one question.
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
잠깐만요.
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy.
Not again. Yes, I'm Roy, but I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, and I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
May I ask what you're doing here?
This is where the ship sank the other day. I'm trying to work out how we'll remove it.
Now, where was I? Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there? What are you on about? Sorry, doesn't ring a bell. What are you on about? Sorry, doesn't ring a bell.
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make of this?
Tell that him to stop making things up.
168 평균 키. HM3 퉁금 신품 근육 없음 건장하지 않아.
That boat explosion stopped most traffic coming into the port. Guess I'll be without work for a while.
여기가 3분. 보자. 으아! 증언이 더 필요해. 어디에 있나잖아.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie?
아 이거 잠깐만 떨어지나 본데? 오씨. 하긴 아까 빠졌던 거 보면 보자. 넌 내가 어디 있는 거야 지금? 3번 물류창. 2번 창고. 그럼 뭘 물어봐야 되지 이제?
Could you help me?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
2번 창고.
Is this familiar to you?
No. Sorry, I know nothing.
Ma Dalton swears she saw Gu-
May I ask you something?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie?
The coughing won't go away and the doctor's too...
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with this.
May I ask for your assistance?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
아 뭐야 이게 있네.
The coughing won't go away
아니
and the
이거는
doctor's
위가
too
없는데.
pricey.
허허. 이런 게 있어. 큰 의미는 없고. 확률로 갈 수도 없잖아.
Almost no fish the last couple of days.
또 물에 빠진다.
The coughing won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
여기까지 가봐야 되는 건가? 상류면? 한번 가봅시다. 정확하게 어디인지. 3번 4번 2번이 여기네. 아,
Good
경찰이
evening,
있구나.
Constable. I heard some people talking of ghosts in this warehouse.
The gossips, all of them. An old lady neighbour saw some lights and ghostly shapes in the middle of the night. She heard music too. Turns out this was the warehouse of Grandpa Kujak. He owned a business with theatre props for scary shows. I went in and... well, it is a bit creepy. But I think it was probably just some kids fooling around.
Do you mind if I take a look inside?
Not at all. It's like Madame Tussauds, only worse. I'll be on the beat round the pub for the rest of the night. Damned explosion. Good night, sir.
들어가 보자. 오 씨.
An effective contraption. It still works.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie?
They opened the casket and left marks. There was a box in the coffin. It was removed quite recently. A herbal odor with an acylic base. Liquor?
뭐냐 저건.
Phosphorus used recently. Where is this going? Somebody had fun. Who is this intended to scare?
바나나 뭐예요?
Several crates are missing. No brand or markings, it looks like a bulk product. Bottles of various shapes and sizes. I detect a mix of chemicals and aromas. Inspired by the legend of Sleepy Hollow.
하나가 더 있는데.
That's most likely the ghost the old lady saw through the window. A small cart left those tracks. Somebody played with phosphorus to give the illusion of ghosts or ectoplasm. In reality, they were here to mix a few ingredients and prepare a solution of some sort. Then they took a box hidden inside the casket. And they left through that gate with a small cart. Dr. Tippett's electric pectobrain. Patent medicine of the future.
This is a patent medicine. A quick fix at an expensive price that drags the patient slowly into death.
진짜 물류 창고는 어디지? 이렇게 나와서 여기 하나를 떨궜어.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
I think I can help you.
한저축.
Almost no fish the last couple of days.
What are you looking at? You like to watch how a man suffocates
Could you help
himself
me?
for food?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
May I ask for your assistance?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with this.
이씨. 도움이 되는 사람이 없어.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like
경관에게 가자 일단. 근데 여기도 어딘가에 그게 있을 것 같은데.
Where are we? The field hospital? The cart from warehouse 2?
다음인가? 다음이군. 돌파리.
Good evening, sir. Are you the gentleman who sells that intriguing pecto-brain beverage?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Thomas Tippett, and yes, its proud inventor and purveyor.
Are you a doctor? You seem remarkably young.
I'm self-educated. I help people in need around these parts with my medicine.
Helping, as in bringing to the grave?
That is unfair, sir. The virtues of my invention are to calm the nerves, to stop coughing due to the endless smog, and to help children to sleep.
Has your beverage been tested by your peers or any medical authority? I am a doctor, and it appears that you are playing with people's lives, people who place their trust in you to ease their pain.
People need help, and drugs are expensive. My formula helps, and it's inexpensive. The product is dispensed from here only, so dose and usage are controlled. I looked into other patented medicines. They contain harmful
이거 완전
substrate, and they're sold in respected shops and pharmacies.
Do you realize what you are doing? You are playing with people's health.
You are a doctor. Take a look at my product. You won't find mercury, radium, lithium, or any other toxic substances drowned in alcohol and sold freely by so-called health professionals. I can show you how I work. Let me help people.
Watson, what do you make of this situation?
I'm not sure. Patent medicines can be a scourge, yes, but he is not entirely wrong in practice.
Why the haunted warehouse?
Well, nobody was using it, and people are afraid of ghosts. It kept them away until today. What I do is not entirely legal, but I do help people. I help up to 50 people here every day. It is working.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Has a high temperature. Do you feel like a meat pie? Short of breath. I can hear the patient suffers with their lungs.
어떡하지?
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie? If we stay out
몇 개
much
냅둬야
longer,
되나?
I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie?
아니면 경찰에게 말해야 되나? 어떡하지? 일단 만나봅시다 경찰을. 냐? 이분 여기 있을 거라 하지 않음? 그럼 또 아이씨. 여기 있네. 아 잠깐만, 저장을 못했어. 저장부터 해야지.
Constable? My name is Dr. Watson.
안 돼.
A man called Thomas Tippett has opened a field hospital nearby and is selling illegal medicine there. He is using Warehouse 2 for his smuggled product. Please stop him.
I knew it was a swindle. Real ghosts don't look like that. I'll check on this crook right away.
사건을 해결했다는 뜻이네. 안돼. 근데 그건 뭐 둘째치고. 자, 이거는 뭐 해결했고, 하나는
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
Oh, sorry, I know nothing.
나 지금 어디 있냐? 다시 상류로 가자. 아이씨, 상류로 가려 했는데 생큼 이거 깨고 이거 깼네. 자, 철도 앞에 망한 철도가 어디 있을까요? 상류.
Do you know anything about this?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
요거다.
Human waste. Despite looking fairly hazardous, I doubt it could cause such acute poisoning.
들어. 메인을 믿지 않고 있고 이상한 거 밀고 있네.
Is this familiar to you?
I can't help you with that, sir.
May I ask for your assistance?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Could you help me?
I don't think anyone.
어디야 여기? 어딜까? 여기가 여긴가? 아 이거구나. 여기 이 창고인가? 아 이게 다리가 있잖아. 여기네. 여기 끝이네. 맞나? 이 창고 있는 거지. 친구. 그러면 문제는 여기가 아니라 이번 창고도 아니고 이게 2번 창고고.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
아니 철로를 못 찾겠지? 아 뭐 여기 있다.
recent cart crash.
찾았다요. 페놀 1톤.
Phenol, a dangerous substance often used as a
Space
sanitizer, coming from Spade Chemicals.
나머지 하나를 찾아야 되는데. 여기 뒤진 거.
The fish's scales have decolorized. What a disaster.
페놀, 스페이드 화학 소유. 이게 어디 있을까? 스페이드 화학.
Could you help me?
You are lucky to find me.
5번 창고. 또 찾으러 와야 돼. 하나 씨. 창고를 또 찾으러 와야 돼. 5번 창고, 5번 창고. 11번. 6번, 7번, 4번. 5번도 요 어딘가에 있는데. 어디 있을까? 4. 여긴가? 아닌데 3인데 이거. 번 창고 찾아라. 8, 9. 엥? 10. 엥? 이 순서 어떻게 돼 있는 거야? 여기는 창고가 있잖아.
Do you know anything about this?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
5번. 왜 5번을 못 찾겠지? 12번인데 여기는? 12번인데 여기 잠겨있네.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
다음에 한 번 더
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I'm sorry, but I don't know.
저걸로만 돼. 아니 그래서 5번 어디 있는데? 11번.
Can I ask you a question? I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
아 진짜 5번 어딨냐? 이상하다. 여기 어딘가 있어야 될 것 같은데. 이 아래는 또 창고 아니지 않나? 여기 어디냐? 뱀에다가 이상한 데 가지고. 아, 다시 판자총 왔는데? 5번 창고 못 찾겠다. 네.
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
5. 아이씨 어떻게 오고? 탐본 부두잖아 이거. 탐본 잠깐. 좀 표시를 해줬으면 좋겠어. 못 찾겠어. 내일은 밀려면 좀 증거를 못 찾겠어. 증거도. 뭐야? 진짜 5번 어딨냐? 그만 이제 찾고 싶다. 1, 2. 아 여기 있네. 아씨.
Barrels of phenol from your company ended up in the canal. It has poisoned people. You will need to clean it up properly. Otherwise, we will inform the authorities.
What the? We will call the cleaning brigade immediately. I hope this can stay between us.
May I ask for your assistance?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Can I ask you a question?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
어떻게 해야 돼 이제? 불황자들은 아직도 지시를 기다린다.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some
이러면 다시
supper. Do you feel we can
불황자들에게
meet
가야 돼.
pie?
아 이거는 그냥 이동해야겠다.
Gentlemen, the doctor here and I have found the source of the contamination. Spade Chemicals will take care of it.
That's pretty good news. But how long will it take? And what about our friend? Will someone pay for his treatment?
Pressurize the company. But for now, get rid of the stained clothes and rinse any phenol-affected skin. No one else should touch the canal today.
Thank you, we'll do that. Let's go to the chief doctor for help.
사이드만 2개 밀어버렸다. 이럴 수가. 아니 이게 문제가 아닌데. 어떡하지? 증거를 못 찾겠어.
If I need to, I'll work to support my family. Just like my brother.
아, 찾기 개 힘드네.
Emma's gone. And Gearvest too, so I will be staying here. Emma's gone and Gearvest too.
얘는 아닌 것 같은데.
So I will be staying here. Emma's gone and Gearvest too.
누구한테 가야 되지? 아 이거 누구한테 가야 돼 이거? 아 정작 메인에 대한 힌트가 없어가지고 밀지 못하겠네. 아 안돼. 저기 있으려나? 경관? 경관에게 도움을 한번.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
you satisfy my curiosity?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
아 없네. 그거 처리해가지고.
May I
화답시야.
ask for your assistance?
Oh, sorry, I know nothing.
May I ask for your assistance?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Could you help me?
No, sorry.
I know nothing.
Do you know anything about this?
Ugh, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
그게 안 돼. 이동.
Excuse me, just one question.
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
새로운 지역이야. 근데 뭐 아무것도 없어.
Could you help me?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, sir. I never heard of it.
다시 3번 붙으러. 뭐 있겠지.
Wonder why people are going missing. Puts a man on edge, you know.
이걸
I could do with a pint of the cursed milk. Mate, with the thought of walking in this fog.
사건 관계자와 대화하기. 지금 떠있는 게 뭐야? 사건 관계자와 대화하기.
I need a little Dutch courage to walk in this fog. But I'd have to walk through the fog to get to the pub. That's just cruel, that is.
뭐지, 술 달라는 건가? 근데 이 사람은 관계자가 아닌데.
Have you ever heard of a man
Ah,
with a
그놈.
metallic eye?
I've seen him even.
빙빙
Dirty
돌아서
Summers is the name.
서브캐부터 못
Nasty
뜨지.
one, with a silver ball in place of a missing eye.
이게 뭐하는 짓이야?
I shudder to ask, but where does one find a dirty Summers?
He likely signed on with a ship. I am not one to spy on others, let alone him.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him. Have you been drinking? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Doesn't look like anything to me. Never heard of it.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the port.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying.
좋아. 이제 이것만 하면 돼. 그러면 누가 납치했는가? 더티 소모스. 어디에 있냐는 이제 찾아야지. 자, 다시 3번 부대로 가자. 아씨, 왜 안 가져? 나가야 되는데. 너 이 자식. 반대로 말해. 죽음한다.
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that?
범죄는 무엇이고 범인은 누구십니까?
And how do I fit in all this? Sorry, you lost me there.
Mr. Soulsby, you...
And how do I...
뭐? 범죄...
A man named Dirty
이거
Summers was involved in some recent kidnappings across London. He used your name as a cover for his deeds.
What? Really? That doesn't mean I'm involved, though.
어떻게 연결되었습니까?
Your calling card was found at the crime scene. That's enough to make you a suspect.
You cannot be serious.
솔스비 비밀은 무엇입니까?
This proves so.
Miss... A man...
What?
Your...
솔스비의 비밀은 무엇입니까?
It's true. And that's before mentioning your gold watch. It's brand new and awfully expensive for a customs officer. Clearly you have found yourself another source of income. I'm sure Scotland Yard will be delighted to investigate further.
All right, stop. Look, it's not as it seems. I did not partake in the kidnappings.
I'm all ears, Mr. Soulsby.
Yes, I know Summers. He paid me to turn a blind eye to his business in the warehouse area. Just that. On my word.
You did not tell me which warehouse he used?
I do not recall, but I used red paint to mark unsupervised
잠깐 몇
warehouses.
번이었지? 아까?
Ought to be one of them.
2번은 유령이가 아니고.
He's a regular at the Cursed Mermaid. Goes there with his crew almost every evening.
What for?
I don't know. I assumed just for a drink. I need a little Dutch courage to walk in this fog. But I'd have to walk through the fog to get to the pub.
일단은 표시한 창고를 먼저 가봅시다. 이번은 아닐 것 같고 부학회로 썼기 때문에 내 기억에는 12번인가? 가 표시돼 있던 걸로 기억을 하는데 이번은 아니고 뭐 아부는 미칠 아니고. 십 아니고. 8, 9 아니고. 8, 8, 8. 8, 9 아니고. 나와.
May I ask you something?
No, sir. I never heard of it.
아닌가 보네. 먼저 저기 갔다 와야 되나? 없는데? 아 여기가 추궁해야
Why do
되구나.
I have the feeling that you know more about dirty summers than you're letting on?
I have nothing more to add, sir.
Enough. I have hard evidence that Summers was involved in recent kidnappings across London.
I'm not surprised. So what?
바텐더는 어떻게 연루되었습니까?
You sure?
A customs officer, Roy Soulsby, testified that Summers was a regular here. You must know something about his business.
All I know is his drinks order.
If the lives of the missing do not concern you, then I would urge you to think about your unborn child.
Are you threatening me?
Many people are missing, and the main suspect based himself in your establishment. One word to Scotland Yard and your life takes a turn for the worse. Now, spare yourself the trouble and tell me all you know.
Okay. Summers hired my private room. I think he used it to recruit people, but I haven't seen him in a few days. He paid me cash, so I paid him no attention. Nor did I touch anything inside. Here's the key, go and do what you will. Just leave me out of it.
어디야? 왼쪽이야, 오른쪽이야? 왼쪽. 이 아니라 오른쪽.
Strange symbols. I don't recognize them.
맨체스터 파커 윌리엄스 회사.
$5. That won't go far.
술집에 개실. 이거 객실 아니냐? 오타 좀 몇 개 있네. 사람을 고용한다. 가보자. 8번이었지? 8번이란다. 몇 번이었냐? 8번 맞네. 어쨌든 정글은 다 모았어. 으악. 또 찾아야 돼. 씨, 어떻게 갔더라? 한번 빠져나오면 기억이 안 나. 다시 갈 때.
Unlikely that this warehouse has the goods.
아니라고? 그 2번인데? 아니지. 또 다른 게 있긴 할 텐데. 11번. 12번? 12번. 12번을 본 거 같긴 해. 1. 우리가 찾는 건 12. 자물쇠 이거구나. 다시 봅시다. 2개, 3개 하나. 하나, 둘, 셋. 2개, 3개 하나. 하나씩 더 해야 돼, 하나씩. 그렇지.
Really, Holmes, this ought to be beneath you.
As my brother would say, it is for the greater good.
근데 안 보여.
This crank saw some use.
If we stay out much longer, I'm going to need some supper. Do you feel like a meat pie?
그놈의 미트 파이.
The layers of rust will prevent any movement. Good quality, but torn in many spots. Mold. That's why you don't leave sailcloth lying out.
가루.
There are a couple of marks on this end. The scratches are fresh, left by something metallic. Well oiled and well maintained. Fit for a crank. I can't do it with my bare hands.
크랭크 주워. 아니 그럴 거면 미리 들고 있어 그냥.
A hidden passage, just as I expected.
Yep. 다 있어.
Wait here, Watson, and keep an eye on the doors. I'll scout the premises.
Will do. Be careful down there.
Wait, what's happening?
갑자기 SF가 됐어.
What is this place? Where am I? Strangely cold. Something is missing. This cannot have been under the port of London all along. Is it an illusion? The only way forward is the abyss. The only way forward is the abyss. Strangely cold. Something is missing.
맞은 거 같지 않냐? 뭐야, 여기서 주는 거 아니야?
Strangely cold. Something is missing.
아니 아, 안 막아둔 거 좀 꼽네.
The only way forward is the abyss.
이게 맞지?
Phew, I didn't die.
이럴 거 같더라. 씨. 아니 챙겨 이거. 왜 안 챙겨? 이게 아님? 어? 아니
It is
이거 맞을
icy
텐데.
cold and pulsating.
오케이, 챙겼어. 한 번 더 떨어져. 오케이, 다시 돌아왔다.
My heart, be calm.
문이 열렸어. 닫혔어. 저. 아, 이거 맞나? 뛰면 안 되는구나. 뛰면 안 되는 거였어.
Now I am somewhere else. How? It's harder to breathe here. What is
아?
that?
뭐야 이게?
It's like it stares right through me.
떨어져 봐. 일단 떨어지고 본다. 아니었습니다. 그럼 먹히고 본다.
Unspeakably revolting.
살아있네 그래. 이게 뭘까요? 아하. 아하가 아니라 저기 있네. 근데 문이 안 열렸어. 이제 저건가 보네.
It's like it stares right through me.
어? 아니네. 뭐지? 문이 열려야 되는데? 또 떨어져 봐? 문이 열리는 기믹을 찾아야 되는데. 아, 떨어져. 안 열렸어. 또 먹혀봐. 혹시? 아닌데? 아닌가? 설마 열렸는데 내가 뛰어서 이렇게 된 건가? 아, 꿰뚫어 본다. 꿰뚫어 본다.
It's like it stares right through me.
아, 문 열어, 씨. 뭐지? 꿰뚫어 본다가 힌트인데 무슨 힌트인지 모르겠네. 꿰뚫어 본다, 꿰뚫어 본다. 뭘까? 나를 꿰뚫어 본다라.
It's like it stares right through me.
아,
Head is already spinning. When will this end?
미로인데 이거 아무리 봐도.
What kind of trickery
shit.
is this?
두 개. 12시부터 해서 12시, 11시 19. 어디 힌트가 있지 않을까? 그렇죠.
On my head. What just happened?
십자가, 십자가. 그딴 거 없네.
There are two recesses.
힌트가 어디 있을 텐데, 집기가 아니라. 어우, 내 눈. 뛰면 안 되나? 잠깐만, 여기가 9였지. 뛰면 안 되네. 똑같네.
Oh, that is truly revolting.
아, 또.
Frozen and pulsing almost like it has a heart.
오케이, 하나는 했고. 그다음 여기. 똑같이 뛰지는 않는데 안 열리는 거 봐서 여기가. 그렇구만.
The stench. A strange stone. It almost feels alive.
문어 아닌가? 비워야 되지. 두 개를 찾았으니까. 이제 끝나? 끝났나?
Am I? Did I get out? John?
What is it, Holmes?
Watson?
Holmes, where are you? Holmes. Holmes. Are you all right?
Fine. Watson, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Fine? By Jove, you should have heard the way you called out my name.
It was just a game of shadows.
I'm glad. This place gives me the chills. What are we dealing with?
Something that's finally interesting.
I hope we're close to finding our answers. This place is unsettling.
그툰.
Did you hear that, Watson?
I hear you.
At least 24 pendants, all identical and made of tin.
문어.
An American passport. Amos Colby. Someone got their hands dirty painting this with blood.
당공.
I've never seen a pattern like this before. Old blood stains.
놀래라.
It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set. This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimihira's brazier. Black Edelweiss Institute, established 17-something. Cyanosis of the lips, marks on the neck. This man was strangled. His abdomen is severely bloated.
계단 위에 죽은 사람은 누구인가? 아 이거 이 여건이 이거다. 찾아야 되네 이거.
I told you that black cat was a bad omen. We shouldn't be here.
Kianak, Flegethor, Lebumna, Siaha, Inguft.
What on earth? It looks like the scribbling of madmen. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. A small bloodstain, but not serious. Deep scratches left in a frenzy. The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. Miserable food, mass-produced.
Holmes, are you sure you've left no stone unturned?
These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. dumpra, a staple of lecture men's attire in Nepal, gathered from dozens of people at the very least. I must have seen this one before. That explains my hallucinations.
여기군.
Who are these people?
왠지 죄다 이거 개발진들 얼굴 같이 생긴.
Seems like we're alone, but don't wander off.
암살표 본 데가 어디냐? 하나 남았는데 찾지 못하겠네. 야?
Finglui, Maglanafa, Cthulhu, Rilia, Waganagal, Vatagan.
What on earth?
How is that possible?
잠든 악을 깨우십시오. 자, 어쨌든 다 찾았습니다. 봅시다. 두 명? 목 졸라서 죽었다 했으니까 이거 있고. 한 명이다? 한 명이냐 여러 명이냐네. 이건 뭐야? 옷을 뺏는 거겠지? 뭐야? 끝이 아니야 이거? 잠깐만. 하나 더 있어. 5개였네? 나머지 하나가 어딨지? 야, 아래 있나? 또 나머지 하나 찾기 해야 돼. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. 여기 뭐 있다.
Someone used mud to draw a cross in a rectangle. Why? Fine rope work, cut by a finer blade. These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style. Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar.
이것이 이 사건의 전말.
What the hell is happening, Holmes? Calm yourself.
와, 에올리언인 줄.
Cannot be. What is it? Oh my God.
네, 아니. 오마이갓 이질하지 말고 뭔데?
Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
어디로 보내졌나? 스위스의 에델발. 키를 눌러 치는 증거로. 장소 유럽 설립 일시. 조직 유형. 활동 분야. 뭐야? 찾았다. 질환과 중독 전문 기관.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put two and two together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train.
네, 오늘 여기까지.